If you think your channel is dead, then I need you to hear something before you do something crazy like deleting it or walking away. Because dead and slow look almost exactly the same, but hardly anybody can tell the difference. There was a stretch where I thought this whole thing was over. Nobody was commenting. I was getting low views, low impressions. I thought I missed my window. So I want to talk to anybody who's feeling that right now, because I was wrong and you probably are too. To help explain the difference between a dead channel and one that's just slow, I've come up with an honest checklist. Let's call it an honest checklist of 5 points, 5 questions to ask yourself to help you identify whether your channel is actually dead or just slow. The first one is, did you take a break? Right? Did you take a break from posting, from being consistent, and has momentum slowed down? That is probably the most common thing, right? People will come to me and they'll say, nothing's working on my channel anymore. I'm not getting the views I used to get. If you can look at your channel honestly and just look at how often you've been posting lately versus, I don't know, maybe a year ago or whenever it was that you were getting good results, right? If there's been a change in your posting frequency, in you being consistent, that could explain it. And that's correctable. In that case, your channel's not dead, it's just cold, right? Remember, views lag consistency by weeks. Or you've got to be consistent for a long period of time, weeks, sometimes months, before you start to see those results. So if you haven't been consistent lately, that could be a reason why your channel has gone cold, and you need to pick up that consistency again and give it time. Second question in the honest checklist is, did you change topics and therefore maybe confuse the algorithm? Right? Does the algorithm understand who you're trying to reach? If you compare the topics that you're making videos about today with maybe the topics that you were making videos on when your channel was getting more views, is there a difference? Are you speaking to the same people in your videos? If you change topics, and I understand the need or the want to do that, if you have more than one interest, you want to maybe make videos about that. But that's not what the YouTube algorithm needs in order to understand who you're trying to reach. So if you've recently changed topics, or maybe not even recently, but in the last few weeks or months, the algorithm may just be confused. Even if it's a good topic you've switched to, you may not have given it enough time on this new topic for the algorithm to catch up. So think of this case as your channel's not dead, it's in retraining mode, right? You are retraining it on a new topic that you want to talk about. Now, if you go and change topics again, you're going to further confuse the algorithm. So you kind of have to stay on topic. So pick whatever that topic's going to be and stay on that topic for a longer period of time. A quick word about the sponsor of today's video, 1 of 10. I've been spending more time on my videos up front before recording them, and one of the tools I've been using is 1 of 10. What I like about this is it lets me see what's actually working, so I'm not guessing as much. Instead of going out, filming a video, editing it, and then finding out it doesn't land, I'll use 1 of 10 to search for outliers first. With 1 of 10, I can easily see what's performing in my niche, and it helps me with a topic I might want to explore in my next videos. I also use the idea generator, which gives me ideas based on what's been working on my channel. I don't use the thumbnails it creates for me, although you can. I just use those as awesome ideas for making my own thumbnails. And once I've got the idea dialed in, I then use the title generator to help me come up with the perfect title for my video. There's also a dedicated thumbnail generator, which is fantastic at creating great looking thumbnails. But for me, the real value right now is just making better decisions before I go out and film anything. Because if your idea doesn't grab attention right away, it's probably not getting clicked. So 1of10.com. I'll leave a link below if you want to give it a shot, and you'll get your first month for $1. All right, let's get back to the video. The third point I want to make is, or the third question you should ask yourself is, are you comparing your current results with the results of an overperforming video or overperforming videos? Did you have a stretch of 1 or more videos that overperformed what your channel can support? Did you get a whole lot more views than your subscriber count, for instance? That's one key thing to look at. What I'm saying is you may be comparing your existing results with one lucky video, right? An outlier video. And if you're doing that, then you're probably setting unrealistic expectations. One outlier video, that can happen, right? Outlier videos are great, right? If you make a video that outperforms the rest of your videos on your channel, that's an awesome thing, but it can also reset your expectations, and then all of a sudden you expect that all the time. And by definition, that's not going to happen. When you have an outlier video, that means it's done better than you've done before, and it's done better than you will probably do in the next several videos. And that could go on for months, right? You had an outlier video. Again, a good thing, and something you might want to look at to see maybe why, or try to learn why it was an outlier, and maybe try to recapture some of that by making another video on that same topic or in that same way, or whatever it is that you feel made that video a success. But yeah, I understand how that can be discouraging. Comparing your current view counts to something you shouldn't be comparing with. Outlier videos are outliers. A better comparison would be remove the outlier videos and then take an average of your last 20 videos, say. That is your baseline that you want to grow from. But anyway, maybe you stop picking a fight between your title and your thumbnail. Or maybe, put another way, maybe you should start picking fights between your titles and thumbnails. And what I mean by that is, if you give everything away in the title and the thumbnail doesn't add anything new, then it doesn't give the viewer any real reason to click. They already know the answer. So, for example, you may have a thumbnail that says, I lost 50 pounds, and then create a title that says, how I lost 50 pounds. Okay? It's basically saying the same thing. You're not creating any curiosity. A better way might be to have a title that says, how I lost 50 pounds, and then have on your thumbnail say, I almost quit. Okay? Because then what's the viewer thinking? The viewer's thinking, okay, you lost 50 pounds, great, I want to lose 50 pounds too. You almost quit? Why did you almost quit, and how did you not quit? Like, there are questions there that need to be answered, and the only way to get the answers is to click and watch the video, right? So it then becomes important that the video delivers on that fight, that curiosity that you've piqued. You have to give the answers in the video, but that's the whole point, right? Create curiosity with your title and thumbnail so that people want to click to get the answer, and then give them the answer in the thumbnail, in the video. Something else to ask yourself is, are you checking too soon? All right, regardless of how soon or how quickly previous videos have performed, right? New videos may perform at different rates, maybe faster, maybe slower, right? You can't base it on what your other videos have done necessarily. Okay, so I would say looking at your stats, even 2 days later, within 2 days, anytime from when you post to 2 days out, that's kind of a waste of time, because the video is not even close to being done yet. It's still going through testing periods with YouTube, trying to find your audience, trying to put it in front of the right people, and it doesn't do this all immediately. Now, if you've posted shorts, you may see immediate results, or you may see like no results, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's getting tons and tons of views, but then that typically just stops. That's different, right? Shorts behave in an entirely different way. And the way you need to think about that is, with shorts, people don't actively choose to watch shorts, typically. I mean, they can if they go to somebody's channel and click on a short to watch, sure. But the way the vast majority of shorts views come in is by YouTube sending them to somebody's feed, okay? And then it's just up to the people who are watching them, how long are they going to watch them before they swipe away to the next short? Because that's what they're doing when they're watching shorts. Same as TikToks and Instagram Reels, right? So people aren't actively choosing to watch your shorts. They're being fed your shorts by YouTube, and that's them testing. Long form videos are totally different. YouTube doesn't send them to people. People have to actively choose to click and decide to watch a video. That's how long form videos work. Sorry, I'm not going to answer that. I hope this is still recording. Okay, just to answer anybody's question, People ask me, like, what happens if you're recording and your phone rings? Well, my phone is ringing right now, and so hopefully this is still recording. I'm getting it on my watch. So, little test. I think it's still recording. Anyways, where was I? Where was I? You're checking too soon. Your video's not done. Just give it time. Have patience. Checking your analytics is not going to help your video. The only thing that's going to, or your channel, the only thing that's going to help your channel grow is get to work on your next video. That's it. And stay consistent, right? Stay on topic, right? All the things that are going to help YouTube. Yes, to finish my last thought, long form videos. People have to decide whether or not they want to click on your video or not, right? Based on your title and thumbnail. They have to actively choose to watch. So it's not YouTube sending your video to people. It's people making the choice whether or not they're going to watch your video. But there is one sign that your channel may be dead. Okay, and it's got nothing to do with the 5 things I just mentioned. Those are all signs that your channel has slowed down. And they're all fixable, right? There's things you can do to turn that around. But there is a sign that your channel could be dead, and that is if you've lost the will to create. All right, if you don't want to make another video, if you're more concerned with the views that you're getting than having a desire to make another video and to keep creating, that's a motivational issue. And I guess you'll have a decision to make, right? Do you want to be a creator or not? You have to want to. You have to want to make videos, because that's the whole thing. Being a YouTube creator is not about getting views and making money from it. I mean, those are nice byproducts, but the way it works, like, YouTubers create. Okay, that is your primary job, is to create. And when I say create, that means a whole bunch of things. That means thinking about your next videos. That means coming up with a strategy as to what videos to make. It means researching, your audience and trying to figure out what they want from you, and making videos based on that, right? Like that's all part of being a creator. Creating thumbnails, writing scripts if you want to do that, or just bullet points, deciding what to talk about in your videos, deciding how to make your videos, learning how to use the camera, or use your phone if you want, right? Learning to live stream even, right? All the things. There's so much that goes into becoming a YouTuber, but it all comes down to creating, and you need to have the will to create. Otherwise, there's no saving a channel. You have to want to make videos. A channel is only dead when you decide it is, right? YouTube can't kill your channel for you. Only you can kill your channel, and you do that by walking away. So don't. If you don't want your channel to die, don't walk away. Get back at it, make that next video. All right, that's all I got today. My name is Rob. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find it motivating, helpful. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer. And that said, I'll see you in the next video. All right.